let me back up here. If you're here for the live stream, you're gonna get all the fillers and this and that and the QA and everything and whatnot. After tonight's stream, once the stream has processed and YouTube has published it again for search and whatnot, once it's published, I plan on going into the live stream on the back end, and I plan on doing some editing and cutting out some things and really shrinking down the live stream. I will still include the chapters and whatnot, so but I'm trying something new. And then I might be taking sections of tonight's live stream, depending on what it's about, and putting it over on the Pixel channel. So, yeah, that is the plan. So if you're here for the live stream and the interaction, cool. If you're watching the replay, you're probably not even going to see this part. Go right here. This is the tweet. Everybody's talking about the Pixel 7a. I unveiled it in November, and Google hasn't made it official yet. And guess what? Here comes the very first look at the Pixel 8 Pro 360-degree video plus stunning 5K renders and dimensions on behalf of SmartPix. So he posted this one picture right here. And then this right here is the SmartPix article, okay? And it does go into some detail. A couple of things that I found very interesting. So there's your 360 view, and anybody can download these photos. And by the way, big thanks again to Steve OnLeaks there. I did message him directly. I said, Steve, can I use your pictures and for a thumbnail and for a stream tonight and for future videos? He said, absolutely, and thank you for asking. And the reason I ask is because that's what I do. I ask before I use anybody else's content, and I give them full credit during and in descriptions. So, now, it says right here, there is a new sensor located below the flash, but its a specific function remains unknown. It could be a macro or depth sensor or an entirely new sensor technology. And what they're talking about right here is this right here, right below the flash. See that little black circle? So we don't know if it's a LiDAR. We don't know if that's solely. We don't know what it could be. We have our three lenses right here, our wide, our ultra wide, and our telephoto there, okay? Now, if you're wondering what the regular Pixel 8 will look like, it's going to look exactly like this, but one less lens, I'm assuming, and obviously a smaller size. Now, a couple of things I did find interesting here is the device measures 162.6 by 76.5 by 80.7 millimeters with a thickness of approximately 12 millimeter when including the camera bump. The display has been resized to create more rounded corners, resulting in a smaller overall size. So it's going to be a little bit easier to hold in the hand there. I know some people don't like the size of the Pro unless you've got big hands like me. Ladies. Okay. So there's some information in there. Of course, we're expecting a Tensor G3 in there as well, chipset. I don't see why it wouldn't be a G3. If as long as they're keeping with the consistency there, we'll have that. So going back to that's Pixel 7a. Here's we go. Here's the Pro. So we'll just go through these here real quick. So this looks like a flat screen to me. We got this nice thin, speaker there for your ear there, and of course a little bit bezel in the bottom there, a little bit chin, not a big deal. Again, here's a flat look basically, and this looks nice. This looks really, really nice. Nice flat display there. Yeah. Is this the video? I think this might be the video. Yeah, this is the 3D video. So let me, maybe I'll let that play. And again, people, it's not official. It's a CAD rendering, but if you look at the source, if you look at the person that's providing the information, he has a tremendous good track record of this kind of thing. There's only so many different leakers or whatnot out there that I really pay attention to. Like if you do a search on YouTube or whatever, you'll find people doing videos on the Pixel 8 going back like a year ago, right? And they're nothing like this, or it's all speculation. But if you look at someone like OnLeak, for example, his physical renders have always been pretty much dead on. It's the internal like the specs and whatnot that have always been here and there, and then that's where other leakers can come in. For example, like Front Page Tech, they usually have like all the specs and things like that, and they'll also have amazing renders as well. So pina colada right there. This gamer stuff, that's good stuff right there. Woo. I imagine the 8 will look pretty much identical with just one less lens. I really like how they're doing the two-tone there. The camera bar is out there. It's got its own individual design. You know, we first started with something like this right here with the you know, the 6 series kind of thing and everything like that in the 6A. So that's really cool. I really like how they're keeping this kind of two-tone design and everything like that. That's really great to see. Yeah. Flat screen. I mean, as soon as I saw the picture, I was like, is that a flat screen? Is that a flat screen? That's awesome. Pixel 7a. Now, these images come from a website called Zing News. Now, several American, Canadian, you know, North American publications have picked up this story when it first, you know, came out, you know, a couple weeks ago. This is kind of older news. And we're not going to bother translating this or anything like that. But basically, Pixel 7a. And what's really interesting looking at these images is it looks like, let me go to this one right here. Let's go ahead and close that off. It looks like there might be a pattern on the back here. Like you see these lines? I don't know if you guys can see that, but it looks like there might be a pattern on the back of the 7A, which would be really cool. But it looks just like, you know, a 7 or 7 Pro, very similar. And yeah, we should see this announced in June-ish around Google I/O. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So if you go to that website there, the website is zingnews.vn. It's a Vietnamese website. Vietnamese. I think it's a Vietnamese publication. I could be wrong. I didn't bother using translate on here. But yeah, apparently this is a leaked, smuggled out, I don't know what you want to call it, a developer unit that was taken out and you know, out of production there, and here's some images. So cool. You know, and the 7A, sorry, let me say that again. The A series of Google devices have always been solid, especially in today's, you know, climate, you know, economic climate, whatnot. People are looking to save a buck, and as long as this can come at a solid price point, you know, concentrate on what they're known for, camera, maybe some improvement on the video, hopefully. You know, people are gonna hopefully gravitate to it. We'll see what happens, and I see nothing but a win for the consumer. Really nice uniform on the bottom there. I'm not a fan of how there's just this one antenna line. It's too bad they didn't just put another one there just for looks. SIM tray. That's cool. That's really cool. And then of course, I don't know why they decided to photograph the serial information and whatnot, because you could probably trace back where the device came from. But I think it looks solid. I like this color though. It's a gray. It looks like it's a gray color. Yeah. We'll see what happens. We'll bring it up here. The Pixel update dropped this week. It was supposed to drop last Monday, the first Monday of every month. The update for Pixels come out. And then for 2023, it's Pixels 4a and newer. It was supposed to drop last week. We don't know why it was late. Probably some issues or something like that. But the point is, it's here. It's available for download. Now, yes, I know you can side load the update. I'm not going to teach you how to do that. I don't know how to do it. I use my phone like a regular person. Okay, but you know, I provided a link for you guys down below and also on my Twitter as well, so you can get to these 3 different screens. But you can see here for Pixels 4a and up, obviously depending on where you are in the world. It's interesting. T-Mobile is Pixel 4a, 5, and 5a. They haven't listed the other devices, and lots of little changes in here. So app, battery charging fixes, biometrics, that's for the fingerprints, Bluetooth camera, display graphics. So this goes into all the details and things like that. You can go ahead and read through that, but your regular security and updates and lots of great fixes, and that's awesome to see from them. Now on top of that, there was a Pixel feature update. So feature updates, or feature drops as they call them, happen every 3 months. Which means the next one is going to be in June. So 3 months from now, so April, May, June. So it'll be June, okay, that we'll see the next feature drop. And feature drop are usually specific to the newer devices. But for example, fall detection, faster night sight, and more. So the faster night sight right here is specific to Pixel 6 and 6 Pro, not the 6A. Okay. And again, more information here. So night sight is faster. Last year we introduced faster night sight on the Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro. With the latest feature drop, night sight can now be capture faster low light photos on your Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro, so thanks to new algorithm powered by Tensor. So again, if you have a 6 or 6 Pro, you should see it, and you've updated, you should see your night sight a little bit faster with processing. Magic Eraser is available on more Pixel phones, and in fact, the Magic Eraser is actually available pretty much on any device that has Google Photos, which is really cool because actually this is kind of a double-edged thing here with me. On one hand, Magic Eraser is cool and everything, and it was kind of like an exclusive thing to people that had Tensor devices, right? And now it's available for everybody. So was the Tensor device or chip really necessary in the first place? I'm just playing devil's advocate here. But it's cool to see that they've integrated that so that people that have Google Photos, like for example, my parents use Google Photos on their iPhones. They now have access to this. And so that's really cool to see that's available for more people. So direct my call. Now I have not tested this yet. Now you guys know when you make a phone call to customer service. Let's say you're calling your gas company or the power company. Press 1 for this. Press 3 for that. Press 4 for 1 again. And you know what I mean, right? So I have yet to call into. I know a couple places I can call to test this. But I'm really hoping to see. I really think this is a cool feature to save time. Now, if you call a lot of these places that press 1 this, press 2 for that, you already know what to press. But if it's your first time calling, imagine the time and the annoyance you can get rid of by doing that. That is really cool. I need to test that out. Health and fitness tracking. This has been kind of cool. I went into the Health Connect feature. I was able to put in like my blood type and a couple different emergency contacts and things like that. So that was really cool. I'm not currently using a Pixel Watch. I haven't been sent one yet. I don't know if I'm going to pick one up. It'd be kind of cool if Google sent me one. But this is cool how all your Health Connect information will be on your device locally. It's not going to the cloud. And then the different apps that you use and whatnot, like whether it's Run Tracker or whatnot, Fitbit, it'll all be accessed there. Now, this is cool. See timers across Pixel devices without unlocking your phone. Now, you might be asking yourself, when would I use this? I'm going to tell you exactly when you would use this, and this is how I use it. My kids get 30 to 45 minutes of screen time every day. They get the screen time when they come home and they do their chores, and then depending on their behavior, it'll be 30 to 45 minutes. And what they do is, for example, in the den area, we have a Google Nest speaker. Upstairs, we have a Mac speaker, and then we have another one in their playroom, just in general areas, not in bedrooms. What I do is I tell them, because my daughter might be on the laptop, my son might be on the PlayStation. I tell them to set a timer for 30 minutes. And then I have to listen if I'm in some other part of the house, if that timer goes off, or I have to watch my watch or whatever, or check my phone. My son set his timer today for 35 minutes. I gave him 35 minutes, and I was able to just glance at my Pixel, just pick it up, and it said, Nest Den Speaker, 8 minutes, 45 seconds left. I thought that was awesome. I thought that was really, really great. Now I can see that. I also got a notification on my phone when the timer went off. I could have either stopped the alarm going off, which isn't very loud, or I could add an extra minute. So I thought that was really, really useful. That's a subtle, really nice feature that Google has put in if you have Nest speakers around the house and things like that. So if someone sets a timer somewhere in the house on the speaker, your devices will show. And it was both my device and my wife's Pixel 7. She could also see it. So I thought that was a really nice addition. Fall detection, that's specific to the Pixel Watch. I won't be going into that too much, but basically Pixel Watch now has fall detection, which can detect if you've taken a hard fall and connect you with emergency services. So very similar to what we've seen with other devices. Nice to see that the Pixel Watch is constantly updating and getting improvements, just like devices. And of course, customization with the watch. And like I said, going back to the list here, a host of different changes. By the way, on one of these pages, which page is it? Is it this one? Oh. Yes, right here. This is useful. One of the links I have for you guys down below has this. This will tell you this. Oh, where is it? This will give you a summary of devices, of availability per device. So for updates. So for example, if you have the 4A, you'll get the Health Connect cross-device timers. You will not get faster night sight, will not get multiple eSIM, but you get the Magic Eraser, Direct My Call, Hold for Me. So this is really cool. You can see the Pixel 7, the Pixel 7 Pro is getting everything. The 6 Pro is getting everything except for multiple eSIM. The 6 is getting everything except for multiple eSIM. This is a really helpful chart right here if you know people with multiple devices, or just at a glance kind of thing to see what's going on. So definitely, check out those links if you guys want to. It's all publicly available through the Google blogs and whatnot. So yeah, nice to see the update for Pixel devices. It's nice to see so many improvements, and I'm looking forward to the next feature drop. Of course, Google I/O, we should hopefully see a hint or an announcement of the 7A and hopefully the 8 series. Again, that flat screen, she looks beauty. Let's talk about the moon thing. I stumbled across that Reddit thread, I think about 12 or 24 hours before it kind of blew up on Twitter, and then everybody's doing videos and whatnot. I don't think it's a big deal, but it makes me question what else is being AI'd, artificial intelligence, in terms of photos. Now, I know Marquez's video showed a feature. The feature that does this is called Scene Optimizer, right? I remember having that turned on, and I tried turning it off a couple times when I had my S20. Was it S21 Plus I had? Yeah, S21 was the last Samsung I had. But I knew that when I saw the thread, I knew that when it would hit Twitter, I knew that people would just go nuts. So sweet. So like, you really thought the little pocket phone was taking that picture of the moon? LOL. So I replied with, my Pixel 7 Pro captured this back in February, used the unblur Snapseed to clean it up. And that's not exactly how it looked before. And here's the data. So you guys can see I actually went east of the city, close to a town called Chestermere. Pixel 7 Pro. You can see the you can see all the information here, the f-stop, the ISO, etc., the size, whatever. All right. I'll show you guys what the original photo looked like. Here's the original photo. So I used the Google Photos Unblur plus Snapseed to clean up the color, and that's it, right? That's it. And so if that's AI, then go off, right? I'm sure it's been tested and people have been trying to figure it out and everything like that. But I also this is how I took the photo. I did it handheld. I didn't have a tripod. I was taking pictures of the sun coming up to the east, and I noticed that the moon was still up there and it was bright. You guys have seen this in the morning when you drive to work or whatever. You're out in the morning. The moon is bright. The reason the moon is so bright up there is because the sun is reflecting off it. So what I did is I zoomed in 23x. I turned my white balance all the way down and my exposure all the way down. That way I didn't have any sky. And then I tapped to focus. And I took the photo. That's it. Then I sat in my car while I warmed up a little bit because it was chilly. Snapseed, Unblur, and that was it. That was it. Right? So, and I don't, and this is not me trying to like justify or anything like that, but that's how I took that photo. So if you want to take a photo with your Pixel device, whatever, steady hands or tripod, tap. Once you tap on the Google Photos, your white balance and your exposure will show up. Turn those down. Done, right? And then clean it up, right? I don't see this whole controversy about the moon thing any different than, say, you hire a wedding photographer and they clean up your photos in Lightroom, Photoshop to make amazing photos. You guys should see my wedding photos. Like, I'm ugly. I know this. But I look devastatingly handsome in my wedding photos. And no, I will not show you. Okay. But seriously, like I don't see this as any different. Like Marquez showed it's a scene optimizer. They actually have a blog post about it all, and away we go. It's kind of typical Unfortunately, it's so sad. It's kind of typical tech community. People just going nuts. I'm going to return my S23. I'm done with Samsung. No, you're not. Shut up. Come on, man. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway. These are the modern leather cases for the Pixel Buds Pro from Nomad. They come in two different colors. You got the black or the brown. And yes, it is Horween leather. So we're going to go ahead and pop this open. Is it a side or is it a slide? It's a slide. Okay, so we'll go ahead. All right. Oh, no. Okay, so there's the top. And there's the bottom. And is there a lanyard in here? There was a lanyard with the last ones. Hold on. Did they? Okay, there's the lanyard thing right there. There's the holes right here for the lanyard. By the way, it's kind of fuzzy on the inside, not like thick, but it's not like it's hard. Like it's not going to scratch your phone or your it's not going to scratch your Buds Pro. Hold on, I need to take this thing apart. There should be a lanyard in here. Oh, that's cool. That was on the bottom. Okay, keep anti-mold chip. Interesting. So where's the lanyard part? There's no lanyard part? So they put the thing on there, but there's no lanyard? Hold on, let me check the brown one. Maybe they just forgot to put it in there. Because the last ones came with a lanyard. It was just handy for carrying around and whatnot. All right, here's the brown. Okay. There's nothing inside. Oh, Nomad. Maybe these are, I'll ask them, because the last ones came with a little lanyard thing. Why would you put that on there and not include it? Okay, anyway. We're going to do brown bottoms. So very simple to use. You just slide your Buds Pro in. Okay, there's a little extra cutting there so you can obviously flip them open. And your reset button, that obviously lines up. And we'll do black tops. So, oh, see, I put that on backwards. Ta-da! Give her a little squeeze together. And there we go. The light shows through perfectly. And there we go. Now you got a case, a nice leather case for your Pixel Buds Pro. That's from Nomad. Good stuff. Why is there no lanyard in there? Come on. I'm going to have to email my guy tomorrow. Chuck. Where's the lanyard, man? Anyway, that looks cool. Buds Pro. I really like how they purposely line everything up. And no, this is not like coming out or anything. It's using tension, but you can easily push that out of there. Just give that a little push in the bottom there, and away we go. All right. I bet you my phone is like, what? Are we connected or not? What are we doing? All right. Cool. Thank you, Nomad, for saying that out. That's really cool. Really like that. But where's the lanyard part, though? It's not in here. There's nothing in here. Anyway, some other details about this right here. Horween leather from Chicago. Developed rugged patina over time. Wireless charging compatible, so you can still do the wireless charging thing. Quite nice. Always like their packaging as well. They always do a really nice job in the packaging. Anyway, people, I'm gonna let you guys all go. I appreciate you guys all showing up tonight. Make sure you guys check out my channel sponsor there and partner Gamer Subs. Use the code Zach for 10% off. They got a bunch of new flavors and things like that, so check them out. Gamersubs.gg. Use code Zach. Again, thanks again to StreamYard for powering us here. Always appreciate that. Next stream will be maybe this week. I don't know. My schedule's been all over the place, so I'm trying to get more consistency. That's something I'm trying to work on right now, people. So, reminders: tweet about moon stuff for 2 weeks.
Cucumber.
Don, no. Where's my outro? There it is. All right. You guys all have a good night. I appreciate everybody showing up tonight. Thanks for the constant support, and hanging out with this train wreck here. Again, happy birthday to Savannah one more time. Clint's daughter there. Happy belated birthday. Take care, everybody. Cheers.